Kabinga Wachira Wadhayo. I am the Member of Parliament for Maya. I've listened to you, and I'm glad that you have a customer in the name of my son, who I should be bringing him soon. But as people's representative, I want to hear from our senator, or even from you, what options do you have for the less fortunate people who could, if given the right education and exposure, be of great benefit to this country, yet they are not able to do so because of the resources that are required to further their education in some of these areas. Number two, what are we doing to ensure that people like Rachel, who again comes from my praise and I'm a good friend of her family, to interest them to come back home when they get this exposure and the education, so that they don't just benefit Australia, they also come back home and do the good things here. Thank you.
The first question is, what are we doing for the less fortunate? I think most of us who grew up my time, grew up as less fortunate. And one of the things I thought about when I started thinking about the people who should come to Australia is when I migrated to Australia in 1999, I was an accountant and an auditor. So I got a job with the government of South Australia as an auditor. One of my clients was the University of Adelaide. When I went to University of Adelaide, I was given, those of us who works in audit know this, I was given the Department of International Students. So I looked through that list and I could see Chinese, Indians, everybody, very few Kenyans. Those I could recognize, I could even tell the families they come from because they are the who is who in Kenya. I was sitting there and it's a job I did for 8 years, and then I thought, I remembered how I grew up. If Kenya government wasn't sponsoring my higher education, trust me, I wouldn't be here. And so is most of those of us who grew up. So I kept thinking, how can I make sure that an average Kenyan, a girl from the village who has done all the education through to Form 4 can access this? And that is where I started crafting a situation or a program where they would come and start with the lowest level, got the certificate, not because they didn't score an A, because that is what is affordable, then go to the diploma, then go to the degree. So we worked that, and that is what Helen is saying. Everybody can start from where they can afford. That was one side. Coming back here, even raising that $500,000 is, even for airfare alone, is a challenge. But I said, charity starts at home. I still have siblings, cousins, nephews, whom I still support even today from the basic. And this is one thing I would encourage every Kenyan to do. Look back right in your family. You have that child who doesn't go to primary school. So for me, I thought, how do I get my siblings, like Helen said. So I went and we started with my sister-in-law who was living in Kahawa West. And she said, there is no way I can afford this. And I said, what do you mean you can't afford? You've been collecting and helping. It's time to say, look, I have a challenge. We have the Harambee spirit, which we should encourage. And for every family, we earmarked a child. And I said, in that family, this child can do that because it's the less fortunate. We say less fortunate because we think they are financially not able. But these are the people who give to the community. So they still have a lot they can give. It's only the finances. So we got this, my sister-in-law's daughter, who was the least unfortunate. She, in fact, had scored a D+. So we said, and she managed to do the certificate. That girl went through the certificate because once you are there, you will pass if you do the right thing. So she could afford, by support of the community, to come and do something, and we gave her that international exposure. Later on, she sponsored her sister because she's there now. She can. What I'm trying to say is, later on, as we talk today, the whole family is now there in Australia, but they keep coming back. So my that nephew of yours whose mother you don't like, that sister-in-law of yours who insulted you, help them to think. Don't give them the fish. Teach how to fish. And by that way, you will lift your whole family. If everybody went back to Herega and we lifted a family from the neighboring, then we would all be somewhere. And we never know where this somewhere is. The next question is, what can Nyeri people do? And I challenge our governors, representative, just start a WhatsApp group. Everybody now has a WhatsApp group. Start from what we can do. Start a WhatsApp group and put me the first of all Nyerians in diaspora. Everybody knows a Nyerian who is not. And now in Kirinyaga, start the same. Say every Kirinyaga in diaspora and start engaging them. Start just even saying, you know, I was giving an example of my own primary school, Herega, and I thought, this Herega primary school, if we had everybody who is an alumni to that primary school in a WhatsApp group, we would have more than 2